Happy listing day, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of Listing Day Live. Just getting started here, so I'm just going to take care of a few little housekeeping items and we'll get going. We have a few fun topics today, notably video email, using video email, and how that relates into kind of a broader topic that I want to talk about, which is staying in touch with your sphere of influence, because that is really your best source of business. So give me just a second here, because I told everybody we'd start at 3 and we're a few minutes early, which is good. If you're early, you're on time. If you are on time, you're late. That's what they say, right? Let's do this here. Staying in touch with your sphere. Post. All right, everybody. All right, so how's everybody doing today? What a great day. We actually had a fantastic all-company meeting here at Turpin in Bedminster. Gary Large, who is the director of the North Central Jersey School of Business for the North Central Jersey Association of Realtors, and it was fantastic, talking about navigating the regulatory environment. For those of you who aren't realtors, there is a lot of stuff, a lot of legal things, whether it relates to licensing law or to the code of all the way up to the code of ethics and fiduciary responsibilities in between there, which is pretty interesting. And for those of you who are real estate agents who don't pay attention to that stuff very much, maybe it's been years since you've taken a licensing course or done some type of continuing education that has to relate to that, but it's very interesting stuff. So if you haven't gone back and looked at the NAR Code of Ethics or reviewed some of your licensing laws and agency stuff and fiduciary, I would go back and take a look and just kind of make sure that you're up to date on everything that's going on and that you are acting in the best ways that you can. So, but that's not the topic of today, because that stuff is probably not going to excite you so much. So the first thing that I would love to talk to you guys about is video email. And for those of you who are subscribed to some of my video email stuff, if you subscribe to my blog, or if you're a client of mine, or if you're another agent out there who's receiving some of the stuff that I send out every so often through video email, you'll know what I'm talking about in terms of what video email looks like. But if you guys have not used video email or have not checked it out, I would highly recommend looking at it. If you've been timid about jumping into using video, I would highly recommend just getting into it. You can't break any of this stuff. So the program that I use for video email is called BombBomb. It is a great application. It's web-based. They have an app for the phone and everything, which is really cool, but it connects to your email and you can send video directly through your email. Now, just so you guys know, that doesn't mean the videos are embedded in the actual body of the email. Email clients currently, most of them anyway, can't handle that. So they are able to embed a kind of a animated GIF that gives a preview of the video, and when they click that, it takes you to a hosting page which has that video on it. So you don't need to set up like a YouTube account. You don't have to worry about storing video content anywhere. It's all stored by BombBomb's server, and then you can send it out through email, and it's so stupidly easy. If you guys haven't seen my blog post on video email, I'll probably put a link down in the comments to that so you can take a look at it. I quickly demonstrate how easy it is with the phone. You basically hold it up and you say, hey, whatever your message is, and then boom, you hit send, and there it goes. It's pretty cool. So the reason why I like using video email, and I have a couple of cool examples of it that I've seen happen from my experience and through experience of other agents that have used this, is that you actually get responses to your emails when you use video email, particularly if you use it personally. I'm not talking about using it necessarily in the newsletter standpoint, which I do a lot of But for personal messages to somebody, maybe it's somebody's birthday and you want to send them a happy birthday message, take a quick video. Hey John, happy birthday. Just wanted to reach out to you and wish you a great birthday and hope you're having a great day. People love that kind of stuff, and when it actually comes from me, they think, wow, this person took a little bit of time out of their day to send me a video, not just a text, or which I've done too. I send people texts all the time, or happy birthday on Facebook, which I also do. So I'm not saying that I'm perfect on this, but I have seen the advantages to using video email in instances like that. Now, if you are a real estate agent, which probably many of you are, using video email to follow up with your clients after you meet with them is huge. You go do a preview of a listing that you're going for. You walk out of the house, you get in the car, make a little quick video email. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, thank you so much for having me over. I'm very much looking forward to talking to you about getting your listing up and running and representing you in the sale of your home. Huge impact. It shows that you actually care about them. It shows that you're thinking about them. And it shows that you're a little bit tech savvy, which some people like to see. But you're also getting that face-to-face thing rather than just a typed email saying thank you. And what I've actually found with doing video, the more you do it, obviously, the better you get. But sometimes it's easier to make a video than it is to sit down and type out that email. I mean, have you guys ever sat down to type an email and you're like typing away and then you go and delete, 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 I don't want to say that, and then you put it in your drafts, you're like, maybe I'll send it later, I'm not sure what I want to say. With video, it's like, I can't be longer than a minute. So you go up there, you film it, you real quick, and then boom, you send it and it's done. It's so great. It's such a huge, huge advantage. Sending thank yous through video email, sending how are things going through video email, all that kind of stuff. So if you guys have questions about video email, feel free to drop a question here in the comments here, and we can discuss it. But as I said, BombBomb is the application that I use. It's really great. It has some other good advantages too. And I would say put it into your regular kind of routine or your process of however you follow up with clients. You can also pre-record some videos in there for buyers maybe talking about the home buying process. So if you get a new lead, a new buyer lead comes your way, and you introduce yourself and you say, hey, I'm going to just send you a quick video about what the buying process is like. You already have that canned in the books, and you just boom, send it out, and there it is. Super easy, tons and tons of value. I mean, just as we're doing here, face-to-face video with Facebook Live is pretty cool. Now you can drop that right into someone's email. I mean, think about if you were on the receiving end and you got a video email and it said, hey, John, or hey, Sally, and they're like, wow, this person made a video for me. People feel good about that. So if you're not using video email, start doing it. Now, many of you may think, well, I don't look that good on camera, or I don't know what to say, or things like that. And I get it. The first time that I did a video, I was thinking the exact same thing. I probably recorded it 15 times before I was somewhat satisfied and said, well, I just better send this out, otherwise I'm going to do this forever. But then the next time, that prep time gets cut in half. The next time after that, it's like a half-life basically. And it gets so much easier to do. And here's the thing, if you're worried about what you look like on camera, guess what? These people are going to meet you in person anyway. So they're going to find out what you look like no matter what. I mean, yeah, don't, record a video just when you roll out of bed in the morning. But you guys get ready for work every single day. So you look as you do on any other day. So just start using video. It's not that big of a deal. It's a lot of fun, it's super easy, it's not expensive, and it syncs right into your email. And they even have a cool, what do they call that? A Chrome extension, if you guys use Google Chrome as your web browser, that builds this right into Gmail. So open up a new email in Gmail, and then you hit the little BombBomb red button, record your video, and boom, send it off. And there it goes. It's pretty cool. So some quick success stories that I've seen with this. For me personally, I've sent out similar types of emails to people that I've written out, just typed out, and received no responses. When I send a video email, I actually get a response most of the time, which is really nice. And not only that, with BombBomb, there's actually a little tracking feature, so you can see if the person opened your email and if they watched the video. An agent in our Chatham office here too actually had been using video email, or had been using regular email and phone calls to try to connect with somebody, sent a video email. Within less than, I think, 15 minutes, he got a response and was able to reconnect with this person who he hadn't been able to connect with for a couple months. So that, it works. I mean, you probably see more success earlier on because it's new and it's new for the people who are receiving it, but it definitely works. BombBomb has way more success stories than I can probably share with you guys. So feel free to check them out too. So with that, that's kind of a good lead in to talking about how can you guys stay in touch with your sphere of influence, right? The biggest issue that real estate agents face in this business when they're looking to accelerate their business is not necessarily doing the business, which we talk a lot about in office meetings and one-on-one meetings with agents and stuff, but it's how can I generate more business, or a better way to think about it is how can I attract more business? And the way I look at it, there's kind of two silos you can go through. You can either try to attract business from people you don't know, whether that's through purchasing online leads, through farming a neighborhood, or you can generate or attract business from your sphere of influence, people who know you already. And even deeper than that, people who know you, like you, and trust you. Because we all know that, and if you haven't heard the phrase, you're going to hear it again now, people will do business with those that they know, like, and trust. But there's kind of a fourth thing that you can add on to that. People will do business with others they know, like, and trust, and are in the flow with. So if you're not communicating with your sphere of influence regularly, if you're not talking to people, if you're not having those ongoing conversations, they're probably not going to do business with you because they know, particularly here in northern New Jersey, they know 10 other real estate agents in their neighborhood, in their own personal sphere of influence. So they're probably maybe flowing with somebody else when they're thinking about listing their house, and boom, all of a sudden your friend lists with their other friend and you're like, hey, what about me? So if we want to avoid that, the best thing that you can do is stay in touch with your people. So now how do we do that? Because there's only so much time in the day, there's only so many phone calls we can make, although you could probably make a few more than you're making right now. The best way to kind of stay in that flow and stay top of mind is develop an auto flow system. So a system where there's some automatic pieces of value that are going out to your sphere of influence on a regular basis. The best way to really do this is you probably want to be sending out 3 items of value every month. And that can be a combination of digital content, so email, newsletter, and I would also recommend having at least one piece of direct mail or snail mail content that's going to your sphere of influence, whether that's postcards for just listeds, just solds, or maybe some other type of valuable content. So you want to make this stuff a combination of art and science. So valuable content could be market statistics. If people are interested, if people aren't thinking about buying or selling, they may not be as interested in that kind of stuff. Other science could be, I guess that still combines with market statistics, but what's going on with the prices directly in their individual community. Maybe you have a lot of people who live in a certain subdivision or a certain town, and so you have a certain type of information that goes out to those people versus the rest of your sphere. And then you can send out art pieces, visual representations of, spring cleaning tips or things like that. Now's kind of a good time to be thinking about spring cleaning, or tips to tidy up your home, or best local restaurants in the area that you've now surveyed. You can kind of almost microblog through postcard campaigns that you guys send out to your sphere of influence. And here's what's cool about this stuff is when you guys send pieces of value to your sphere 3 times a month, that's 3 times a month they're seeing your name and associating with something that they perceive as valuable in some shape or fashion. And that's why you want to have this combination of art and science through those 3 pieces, because someone who's looking for market statistics may not be interested in the best pizza in town, and vice versa, if that makes sense. Relating this back to video email, which we just talked about, if you guys start a video email newsletter and you do that once a month, there's already one shot where you can hit however many people you have on your list for absolutely no money at all, and you can deliver a personalized message. That's certainly going to differentiate you from a lot of their other real estate agent friends who aren't doing that. Another thing that you could do is send out tips for prepping your home for sale, staging tips. You know, why do staged homes sell faster than homes that aren't staged? Talk to a stager about stuff like that. Talk to your home inspector colleagues and get some tips from them and put that on a piece of information that you can send. You can recycle some of this stuff. So if you come up with 36 different content ideas, that's 3 a month times 12, you can recycle some of that stuff through the next year, just change the look of it. But I bet if you actually sat down and wrote out a list of short things, short pieces of value that you wish you knew when you sold your home, maybe before you became a real estate agent, or questions that your clients have asked you over the years, just write them down. All of those things are probably questions that other people have too and would love to have answered. So just answer them and send it to them 3 times a month. That's it. I will say that with these content pieces that you guys send out every month, try to step it up a little bit better than everybody else. I mean, I get stuff in my mailbox all the time, like I'm the #1 agent in this town, or I've sold so many homes over here and work with me because I'm the best. I personally don't really like that kind of stuff because I don't understand how that provides value to me. I understand how it provides value to that person who's sending it because it makes them feel good and they can check off the box. Awesome, sent out 500 postcards to this neighborhood today. I did some real estate stuff today. No, you didn't, because you didn't send out any pieces of value. Think about it this way, just listed cards. Super great for your sellers. They really like to see you getting out there marketing. Good for the neighbors to know that houses are listed, but we see that kind of stuff all the time. To differentiate yourself, maybe you send out your just listed postcard for a particular neighborhood. And on that just listed postcard, you include an interesting stat. Hey, did you know that active homes for sale in this neighborhood are down 10% year over year? Huh, I didn't know that. Now it can create another question in the person who's receiving that mind. Why are listed homes down 10%? With that low inventory, does that mean there's a seller's market going on? All of these questions where if you just dropped a just listed postcard, hey, 123 Main Street is listed for sale, they go, oh, that's nice, that's so great, Bobby Sue, and then they just discard the postcard. So we want to do something that kind of creates this interest, and you can then couple that with a call to action if you like. If you have any real estate questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime. Here's my phone number. I will say that please do avoid, and this is a big pet peeve of mine, on any of your pieces of marketing or advertising or in your email signatures, the whole referrals are the highest compliment that you can give me stuff. Like, oh God, like people can see right through that, and I'm sorry to be like such a downer on that kind of thing, but you're just like begging for business at that point and not providing any value. It's like, yeah, no kidding, you would appreciate a referral. Everybody would. I bet the person who you're sending it to would appreciate it, since they're a plumber, if you referred them more plumbing business, but they're not going to remind you about that every 5 seconds. And if they do, well, that's kind of how they market. And how does that make you feel? Along with this, staying in touch with your sphere of influence. So I talked about digital email marketing and sending stuff out through direct mail, but you can also stay in touch with your sphere of influence through social media. And I know that everybody has an opinion on social media, and I'm not a social media guru at all, but you can utilize things like Facebook Live, as we're doing now. You can utilize Facebook Messenger to connect with people in different arenas rather than, I mean, hey, phone calls and face-to-face win all the time in terms of valuable interactions, but when you're not going to be face-to-face with somebody every day, there's all these other different venues that you can connect with people in. If you guys are active on Instagram at all, commenting and liking other people's photos, sending them direct messages when they post an Instagram story about what you liked about it or things like that. These are huge ways to connect with people and keep you top of mind and remind them what you do, because when you send them a message, they'll probably go to your Instagram page or your Facebook page or whatever to see what you've been up to, and they'll see whatever the stuff that you guys post there. For those of you who are kicking up Instagram and Facebook with your real estate activities, please don't be the person that just posts all your new listings and your open houses and that's it on Instagram, because when we go back and think of sending 3 valuable pieces of content to your people every month, what's the value in the person receiving it that you're hosting an open house this Sunday? Maybe there are some people who would be interested in that house, but really probably most people who are following you don't care. It's good to remind people that you're active and you got to put that stuff in there, but then you got to put other stuff in between it. Talk about your town, talk about a client experience, talk about what it's like to go through a home inspection, talk about what it's like to get pre-approved for a mortgage. All of these different things that you can talk about on social media, and you can still post tons of beautiful pictures of homes and stuff all the time. And then you get this space called the caption, where you can write a lot of stuff and you can actually develop that into your own microblog. And people will read those things. Maybe not everybody will read it, but even if 1 or 2 people are reading the content that you're putting out there, you're providing value to those people, and now they're thinking of you. And the best part about social media and digital stuff is it goes out to everybody. If you're using Instagram, highly suggest hashtagging your stuff because that's what makes it searchable by other people. Again, I'm not saying I'm an expert on this, but a lot of the stuff that I see from some of you who are probably watching this is could be a lot better, please. I like the branding that I see from some of you. It looks cool, but I'm not receiving much value out of it. Now, if you are doing coming soon listings or something, and by the way, as a caveat for what I'm about to say, please, please, please double check with your broker on any rules and regulations around coming soon listings, exclusive stuff, anything like that. But if you are doing a coming soon and you have an exclusive agreement with the seller and they are allowing you to promote the listing before you put it into the multiple listing service and you have written authorization to do that, this is a great way to connect with other real estate agents because, hey, I got this listing coming soon. If any of you guys have any questions about it, send me a direct message. It's not going on the market until XYZ date, but wanted to let you guys know if you have interested people, let's schedule them for a showing once it becomes available to show. You can actually kind of almost pre-market your stuff that way. You know, when you think about connecting with your sphere of influence, yes, your business is going to come from the people who you know who aren't real estate agents and the people that they know who aren't real estate agents. But when it comes to using social media to connect with people, you still want to do that, but you can also connect with other real estate agents to help foster that community. Remember, we all want to do more business together. Yeah, it's great if we can double-sided transaction. That's totally cool, but that happens like that much of the time. So if we can help our sellers by getting more people interested about their property before it's actually available to show or whatever, if we've followed the correct steps, remember, then I think that's great. And not only that, then those other agents might share information with you about stuff that they know before things get broadcast to the world. So keep that in mind with your Instagrams and Facebooks and stuff like that. Caveat again, please, I can't say this like enough, please check with your broker and your local real estate laws about any stuff that has to do with marketing properties before they are loaded into the multiple listing service. You guys gotta be careful about that for sure. So I think that's it for what I got today. You know, we've been doing this. This is our second listing day live. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is a lot of fun to do. If you guys have questions or topics of things you would like to see discussed here, drop a comment here below, send me an email, whatever you guys would like to do. I'd love to talk about it. The other thing on that is if you guys don't want to drop a comment here, you can always send me an email. If you don't know my contact information, you can go over to my website and drop a question in my Dear Real Estate section. So matthewjbenelli.com/Dear Real Estate, and you can write me a real estate letter, and I'll actually write back to you with the answer to your question, and maybe we'll put it here on Listing Day Live, or we'll turn it into some other post, because if you guys have a question, most likely 90% of the time, somebody else out there has the same question. I'm not telling you that I have the answers to your questions specifically, but we'll do our best that we can to get that answered for you, even if it means pulling in another expert, a mortgage guy, a home inspector, whatever it may be. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. I'm having fun doing this, making me think on my feet. So keep sending in the questions, keep sending in your topic ideas, and I think next time we do this, I have some ideas in my head that I want to talk about, and that just reminded me, if you guys didn't see my blog post today, I just want to say a quick few words about it. It was about buyers and how they pay real estate commissions, because I've heard way too many times and I've seen way too many Instagram posts out there of, hey buyers, work with me, it doesn't cost you a dime. That's total bull. It's all baked into the price. Yes, I can hear everybody now. There are a few exceptions and there are some minute details here as it comes to commissions and payouts and everything, but it's all baked into the price. A percentage of the money that the buyer is paying for the home goes directly to their broker. So they're paying for that. You know, yes, it may not be coming out of their pocket separate from the money they're paying for the house, but they're definitely paying for it. So go over to my blog, MatthewJBonelli.com, or my YouTube channel to watch the video I put out on that. I feel kind of pretty strongly about that one in terms of what we're saying to buyers, because if we're telling them it's free, we're kind of really misrepresenting where their money is going, even though we eventually tell them how we get paid, of course, at least I hope you do. There's still kind of some misrepresentation going on there, in my opinion. So I would just be honest with them. Hey, if you're a buyer's agent, your services are so extremely valuable. I would say, debatably, you could say that a buyer's agent is way more valuable than a listing agent from the standpoint of navigating, you know, the real estate market, particularly for first-time home buyers. Yes, there's a lot of value given on the seller side, so don't think there's no value there. There's tons of value. There's tons of value all around. That's why people pay for services. That's why people pay for people doing things for them, because they want an expert, okay? And you as a buyer's agent have so much value, so stop telling your buyers that working with you is free, because if you're good at what you do, they're happy to pay you. And I have had clients of mine who have paid, not me, paid my broker, of course, commission for sale by owners. I've helped buyers buy for sale by owners where they still paid because they saw value in the services that came through. And I know many of you have similar experiences. So check that out. Sorry, I spent a little too much time talking about that. But that's it. We'll conclude it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll keep up with this maybe every 2 weeks for now, unless I feel compelled to do one again next week on listing day. Might have to shift when I release the blog, but that's cool too. But give me some feedback. Do you guys like this? Do you guys not? Would you rather just see my edited videos on the blog or whatever? So anyway, guys, have an awesome day. Have a great listing day and enjoy the rest of your spring market. We'll be talking to you very, very soon. All right, guys. Sayonara. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope that you received some good value out of it. If you'd like to see more of this stuff, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking right there. And if you want to see some other videos, you can click a few right there. Have a great day.